Well, hello, and welcome back to Shane's Hobby Shop. My name's Shane, and this is my lovely wife, Shelly, from the YouTube channel, Know What Mom Knows. Today, what we're going to be doing is a Q&A. Now, if you remember correctly, a while back when I had my 2,000 subscriber mark, I asked for questions for a future Q&A episode, and that's what we're doing today. So stay tuned. Alright, here we go. The Q&As that we got from the actual giveaway, and Mom's going to read them. I'll answer them unless it is directed to her or to the both of us, and then she will also throw in her answers. Alright, so here we go.
Question and answer time. With both of you, Shane and Shelly, both doing YouTube, is this a collaborated effort? Or is it more of a competition between the two channels?
Well, that's actually a good question. I'm going to say it's kind of a little of both. Yeah, we do collaborate a lot. She helps me on my projects. I help her on her projects a lot. But we also kind of got a little side competition going on, so to speak. For instance, if y'all seen my this year's pallet wood competition, I built an end table / bookcase. I won first place on that, and I do thank y'all for all of that. But next year, we're thinking, well, what am I going to do? Well, Mom, you've already said that you got an idea what you're going to be doing, and you're going to beat me on it, which I don't think so. I'm a returning champion. I'm going to win always. What do you think? You going to lose?
Oh, honey, you're going to win.
See, there we go. Case closed.
And yes, it's true that we both have different channels, but we enjoy participating involved in each other's channels. We like that, but we are individual channels, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I guess you do help me. He helps me a lot more than I would help him in his channel. One, because I'm definitely new to the whole woodworking scene. And number two, I'm disabled. I have a paralyzed leg. I have my own health issues because of my injuries. And so he has to help me on everything that I do. Which is fine, because as you can tell here, we're best friends and we get along great. So it works out.
Yeah, I agree.
Number two, what is the number one tool that you thought you had to have? But now that you have it, you barely use it.
I use everything. Honest, baby. Alright. The least tool that I used I had to have. Well, that's actually an easy one because I literally cried to get it forever, and she finally broke down and got it for me. Mm-hmm. There is a, let's see, what is the name of it now? Come on. It's that box jig. I can make box joints for the corners of the boards, Incra iJig, and yeah, we bought it. I think I used it 3 times, and it's been about a year now.
I think you made a pencil holder.
Yeah, and also a toolbox that's too heavy to use.
That's right. So yeah, that's the answer.
Well, okay, let's throw that on you. You got one?
Okay, so number 3. What is the source of your inspiration for new projects?
Well, first off, what I would do is I like to go and look on Pinterest. I got a whole bookshelf full of magazines. I look on there. And plus, I just look around the house and say, okay, what do we need here? And then I go off on that. And right now, since I'm in a new shop, I'm looking at my shop saying, okay, I need to start organizing that. What do I need? And that's what I'm working off of right now.
Number 4. Debbie Shipman asks this question. She has a daughter, and together they were working on a project.
Good.
It says here, we're making a toe pincher coffin bookshelf for her room. We never could figure out how to get the correct angles. Any hints on how to figure odd angles or how to bypass them altogether?
Yeah, actually I do. Before we moved into this house, we lived in a trailer house. and the actual bathroom had an odd wall to it that leads out to the door, but I was going to put a towel shelf there, but that corner was kind of odd. So what I done to figure out that corner was, one, I took some cardboard and I make sure one edge is flat, and I put it up against that wall. And then I took another cardboard, which the edge was flat, and I put it up against the opposing wall, and then I taped them together. And that gave me that exact same point. And that actually worked out a lot. Now, that's just a homemade jig, but you can go to the big box stores, and they actually have angles that are adjustable just for that reason itself. You can put it up there, and it'll adjust to whatever angle the wall is, and then you tighten that little nut down and take it away, and you got your angle. So that is a good way to do it there, too.
And number 5, what got you into making to begin with? When was your start?
Okay, well, my start was back in middle school, in school, I'm about to say high school, but middle school. I got into woodworking in my shop class, and my teacher, I still remember, his name is Mr. Anderson. Very good teacher. He always recommended me to push myself a little bit harder on that next project. He kept on saying how good my last project was, and he knows that I can do this one, which is a little bit more advanced. And he always came to me when I had a little problem there. He always came to me and helped me out. Okay, I go home to my grandpa's house. He had a woodshed, and then me and him got out there, and we built an actual bookcase together. Me and him built my grandma a bookcase. So I got good inspiration from my shop teacher, and they were just backed up by my grandpa helping me out, and I just fell in love with it after that.
Okay, so we have number 6. Have you ever thought of building a shop outside, and do you have room for it?
Okay, that was probably back when I was in my trailer house. Think of a single wide trailer house, 2 bedrooms. The master bedroom, where you slept at. Then you got that little small bedroom. That was my shop. And so, yeah, very small. But, yeah, I was actually looking at building me another shop outside, just so I can have more room to move around stuff. And building it costed me X amount of dollars, but then down the road we had a company that already had the shops built, and they would actually move it onto your yard for you and set it all up, and if you happen to move, they will come and get it and move it for you over to the new place. And I actually thought about doing that too, but at the moment my funds didn't allow it. But yeah, I do actually highly recommend that. Don't go into your bedroom to do your shop. There ain't no room. Get you an outside shop.
Well, this brings us to our next question, Shane. Number 7, how do you get started in a small shop or small space?
I'm an expert on that. Again, small trailer house. What you're going to want to do is make sure everything is mobile. Yeah, I hung a bunch of shelves up on the wall that held a lot of things, but my main tools, like my table saw, it was on wheels. And that was the biggest tool I had. It was on wheels. I can move it up against the wall when I'm not using it, pull it out when I need it. Everything else was a bench top size, like a drill press that was set on a desk that I had in there. We had a scroll saw that set on a desk I had in there. So keep everything small or mobile so you can move it around.
Okay, Shane, number 8. What is your number 1 greatest maker accomplishment?
Well, I'm going to totally guess you're not talking about my kids, because they are my favorite. Tamara Cole and Heather Cole, they are my favorite accomplishments I ever made. But into woodworking, my favorite will have to be this year's, well, I should say last year's pallet wood competition, which is that end table bookcase I made totally out of pallet wood, and I really enjoy it. It's actually back over there on the other side of the camera here in the house. We use it constantly. It has all my woodworking magazines in it.
And number 10, how do you get a good 90-degree angle on a box that you are making?
Okay, that is actually pretty easy. Some people are going to say, no, you're always going to have that little angle off. Yeah, you can if you do it by hand. But if you go to Rockler and also a bunch of other these stores, they actually have 90-degree angle kits that you can put onto your board and clamp it down, and they will hold your board at a 90 degree, and you can glue it, nail it, or whatever, and boom, there you go. If you don't have the money for that, you can build one yourself. Just make sure you got your good sharp dados in your table saw and make your own little cuts and use your own clamps, and yeah, you can do that. Don't have that, you got framing square. That also help.
And number 11, what is your most favorite kind of woodworking? Is it marquetry, intarsia, building machines, building boxes? Is it actually, furniture making?
Excuse me there. Actually, I like to do furniture making. Right now, if you look at my stuff, I mainly got cabinets, I got a picnic table, I got some outside benches and chairs. I like doing that, and I do plan on upgrading from even doing that. I want to build my own couch, my own recliner, and that includes all of the padding and all of that. I'm actually trying to learn how to do that right now. I'm going to get me some tools, but that is a dying breed. You really don't see nobody building your own couches anymore. So the videos I'm finding is like back in the 70s and 80s. They're pretty old, but yet they still work for today. So that's what I'm going to try to shoot for, do something like that. So yeah, furniture making would be my favorite.
Great. I like that too. So number 12. If you had to choose a project that you want to do, but you do not have the tools or machines to make that project, what would you want to make, and what tools would you maybe need to make that happen?
I actually would like to make an entire wall entertainment center that'll hold my big screen TV, the Xbox, a stereo, or whatever, all our electronics. But I want to fill the entire wall. And before I do that, I actually want to buy me a place first, because I want to have it inset into the wall where it won't move, you won't take it out or nothing. And yeah, that's something I want to do, but probably going to cost me around $500, $600, $800 to do after I buy me a house.
And number 13. If you were to make a project in bulk, say 10 of one item, what would that be?
Well, first I would look back on the patterns. To do something in bulk, you would need patterns to keep it consistent. And the patterns I got right now would be my Adirondack chair that I got off of the Woodworkers Guild. I would actually do that. It's very easy to build, and a lot of people like the Adirondack chairs, and they sell pretty quickly here. So yeah, I would build a bunch of those.
And number 14, which is your stronger of the two features? Is it your dazzling good looks, or is it your magical witty charm?
Well, I don't think I'm qualified to answer that one, so I'm going to have you to answer that.
Me? I have to answer. That's kind of easy for me, because obviously he's so dashing. And his witty charm keeps me going around the clock. Sometimes I wake up at 3 in the morning and he's laughing, and I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" "I just thought of a joke." So no, he's funny. He always keeps me going with his laughter and his joking around, and he's just so handsome too. So I've got the best of both worlds. What can I say?
Thank you.
Thank you. And number 15. How do you and Shelley, which is moi, work out of such a small space? I couldn't do it.
Okay, that's going back to the trailer house again with that small bedroom. Right now we got a big shop that we work together. But back in the trailer house, we actually took turns.
Yeah.
Like I said, move all your stuff around that you need in the main room, in the main spider room. That is what you work on right then and there. But only one of us. This week, I got the shop. I'm building something. And when I get done, I clean up the shop, and then it goes to you, and then you build what you want, you clean up, then it comes back to me. So basically just taking turns on each other. Now, if it were to come back to me and I really don't have a project to go right now, well, then I hand it back off to you, and you can do what you like. So that's basically all it is, just take turns.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we still had to suffer, so to speak, of both of us being in the shop at the same time. And when I say suffer, I mean in a trailer home, in a cramped bedroom with machines everywhere, in the middle of summer,
Yeah.
hot. And we had bugs circling around us and everything. So he had to always help me, and he still to this day has to help me. Every single thing you see me do, be it with sawdusto, even cooking, I need help because of my injuries. So unfortunately, even to this day, it doesn't matter where we are in a large space or a small space, we still have to find a way to work together.
Agreed.
And we do. And I think that's another thing. If you only have a small space to contend with, really, his original thought was so true. Keep things mobile. Because even when we both were in there working on one little section, and with the bugs and the heat and everything else going around us, we still had to push everything else out of the way. And so that would be the tip of the day for a small space, is keep them mobile. Keep everything mobile.
And
So
you really
can
don't need to get the biggest of everything. I would say, yeah, go with a very good table saw if you can afford it. But your drill press, get a bench top. I mean, bandsaw, well, yeah, get a bench top. Scroll saw's already small. So, yeah, go ahead and get the small things that you can and work on don't sacrifice on your table saw. Get you a good table saw.
I agree.
But keep them mobile.
And don't sacrifice on your clamps either, because I know when you have a limited budget, you think, oh, just get a bunch of those cheap clamps, but in the long run, you're going to have more irritation. I would rather have
Totally agree with
two
that.
working solid clamps that are dependable than 15 or 20 clamps that I'm messing with all the time, that I'm not really clamping things down and they're breaking and they're just junk. So
Now, working off of that clamp idea, if you want some the small clamps, then yeah, Harbor Freight got the 3 or 6 inch clamps, F-style clamps. They are really good. I got about 20 of those. But getting any farther than that, they do slip. So then I turn to K-style clamps. They are really good, and they grip. They don't slip, and so yeah. They cost a little bit more, but yeah, it's something to work up to.
yeah, work up to, and it's worth having.
Yeah.
Well, this was a really fun time. I enjoyed reading the questions for you.
Well, thank you very much, my love. And thank you for all your questions that y'all came and asked me on. And if there's anything else that y'all would like to know about me or my lovely wife, Shelly, please don't hesitate to ask. Send us an email, comment on this video, or any other videos in the descriptions in the comment section below, and we will gladly get back to you.
Thanks, everyone. This was fun.
This is fun, and thank you, and I appreciate y'all being here. Again, my name is Shane, my wife Shelly. This is Shane's Hobby Shop. We'll see you next time.